Remember I told you about Jefferson C. Davis had another role to play? This is Canby, who was a general in the Civil War. Nothing significant about him is that he went to West to have put down a Modoc Indian uprising, and which he did. Canby did. So he sued with a guy by the name Captain Jack, an Indian, and so he told Captain Jack, I want this and I want that. Captain Jack gave him everything he wanted. So Canby thought about that night, said, hey, maybe I should get some more stuff from Captain Jack. So he had another parlay, and he asked Captain Jack, I want this and I want that. Captain Jack gave him everything he wanted. So on the third day, he said, hey, Captain Jack, come on back, because I want some more stuff. Captain Jack didn't like that. He whipped out his revolver and shot him right square in the head. Boom. His whole back head came out. Boom. Yeah. Okay. Now the Hoosier people didn't like that. They had their newspaper saying there's a massacre. There's only about 4 of them. But anyway, there's a massacre. And they didn't like it. So they called Jefferson C. Davis to put the Modoc Indians massacre down. There's only 4 of them. But anyway, as you see a flag up there, he's our hero because of that. Okay, hurry, hurry, hurry. When we put these markers here, we had these cannons put there. They were forged in 1837. We symbolically put a ball up there to the north and to the south, saying there will be no more wars. However, somebody count them for me. There's about 12 of them. Hurry, 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 hurry.
9, I think, or 9:30. Yeah, normally a 2-hour tour. Yeah, this guy's good. He's better than the last one.
We gotta go check out the we have to. I really want to see what that was.
All you ladies there's a LS Ayres obelisk right there. You get a discount if you salute that.
Dropped your water.
Huh?
Lost your water.
Oh my goodness. Okay, thank you. Here we have Alexander Ralston. Now you guys know about the city of Indianapolis. It's made what we call the Mile Square. North Street, South Street, what is this? East Street and West Street. In the middle we put the circle called the Governor's Circle. The Governor's Circle. Then we formed 4 avenues into the Governor's Circle. One is Indiana Avenue. The other one is Massachusetts or Kentucky and Kentucky and then Virginia. And they all came in here, and there were 9 states there were 18 states in the Union at that particular time, so it uses all the names of the state for 9 streets. Okay, now, you guys ever heard of Senate or Capitol?
Yeah.
Okay, it used to be called Tennessee and Mississippi. Morton didn't like that, the states embracing the state capital. So he said, hey, I'm going to do something about that. So he changed the states, the names, to Senate and Capitol. They used to be called Mississippi and Tennessee. Okay, like I said, he was a surveyor for Washington, D.C. also, Alexander Ralston. And he got in some problems with another guy who was trying to be a governor or something. And so he came to Indiana to get out of the problem. And so they let him form this, what we call the Mile Square. You saw where the Colts play football on Maryland. That's where his cabin used to be. Used to be his cabin. Okay, he only lived to be, I think it's 1827 when he died. But anyway, he was with the people who formed the capital of Washington, D.C. There's a Frenchman by the name of Pierre Lafont. He was in charge of the surveying team. And Washington D.C. And Washington the President Washington wanted to make Washington D.C. 9 miles square. 9 square.
Somebody having a party?
No, that's where there's a park over there.
Oh, okay.
And they having a party, yeah. But anyway, so here in Indiana, they wanted to have Indianapolis 4 square miles. But he said, hey, the city won't be no bigger than a square mile, so therefore, I'm not going to build the city at that. But I think you go what's it called, Carmel? What else have you now? Hey, we way out there now. But anyway, he didn't think the city would go no bit more than that, because some fact is, they had trees and stumps and stuff like that in Indianapolis when he was here. But like I said, he was on that surveying team, and so Pierre Lafont didn't like it because there's a guy holding up production because he didn't want his house messed with. So about 12 o'clock that night, Pierre Lafont blew up his house, boom. Washington said, we don't do that here, and sent him packing. And so he went mad and went on back home and took all the blueprints with him. Pierre Lafont did. Okay, now, listen closely now. My cousin was with the surveying team, and his name is Benjamin Banneker. And with his own brain, he said, hey, don't worry about nothing. I'll have those plans for you. And believe it or not, Benjamin Banneker had the plans, and he drew them from his mind. That whatever you see in Washington, D.C., the street, stuff like that, he done it. Benjamin Banneker. I'm sorry, Benjamin Banneker. Okay. Any questions? Okay.
Read on.
Okay.
Oh, look at how fat.
As you might notice, there's several things we have here. They're quite expensive. What else have you? Believe it or not, people wanted to be memorialized different ways, and they wanted the money, and they had the money, so we took their money and memorialized them any way they want. This here is a piece of work right here that will not be laid. Skirmish line. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Here is now Richard Gatling. Dr. Richard Gatling was a doctor. He was an inventor also. And so, 1863, he saw Hoosiers going off for war. So he said, hey, I think I will invent something that we don't need so many soldiers. So Dr. Richard Gatling invented the Gatling gun. And believe it or not, in 1920s and 30s, what is that? The crooks used to call their rifles. I mean their pistols or what? A gat. You know, that's too old for you. But anyway, they call it a gat. But anyway, named Richard Gatling. And the Civil War started. A soldier, if he was good enough, he could fire 3 shots in 1 minute. You know, put the rounds down there and pack it, and what else have you, then put the ball, and what else have you fire. Okay, Dr. Richard Gatling invented the Gatling gun. It has 5 barrels around it with a crank.
It could shoot 20 shots.
Huh?
Per each thing it
220 shots.
No, in each little group, there was a black thing that the bullets would be kept in, and there was 20 shots in each one of those.
Oh, okay, the magazine. Okay, but anyway, he could fire 220 rounds per minute. Remember, a soldier can only fire 3, And so he wanted, anyway, so they didn't do that too much in the Civil War. No, the officers didn't like that. They was busy killing people.